Another night of volatility when it comes to treasury markets. We saw equities pulling back in the US. At what point does what we see in the bond markets have a meaningful longer-term impact on where we see stocks go from here?
Sure, that's a really great question, and good morning. Look, our view is that this time is different compared to the previous issues when we have the bond yield rising and cause the fall across the equity market. Now, what we are seeing at this point in terms of equity market weakness is really just a bit of profit taking. Underlying fundamental of the corporate earnings and economic recovery seems to be intact, and in fact, if anything, we just had one of the best reporting season in something like 2 decades. So economic recovery is on its way, and we have central banks around the world very much committed to a very easy monetary policy, and the interest rate aren't likely to go up anytime over the next 18 months. So all of that together will indicate that this is just a short-term profit taking, and then the fundamental for equity market, if anything, actually looking very strong.
So as you point out, we've seen value outperform growth since September by the tune of over 30%. Does that continue, and what opportunities do you see in that space?
Absolutely. Look, we do see this value or a reflation trade that will dominate the return this year, reflation and also return to work. And these are the sectors that actually sort of belong to that value group. These are the companies that's being impacted, whether these are the travel businesses or the shopping centers and offices and airports. So a lot of those assets have been under significant amount of pressure in terms of earnings. They should outperform this year as people return. Now, other value areas are some of those energy space that we talked to. Interestingly, obviously oil price pullback is creating a bit of volatility. But if the oil price stays at where it is, which we do firmly believe in the next 12 months, fundamental looking really strong for oil prices, those oil equities, that's the entire sector, will have meaningful earnings upgrades. And that could be the sector that really lead the return in the next 12 months.